welcome to the Drama from a Distance podcast. I am your host, Clay. This is my host, or other host, I should say, Aster.
Hi. Okay, so we are starting the day with a quote from Albert Einstein. Um, do you know what he did? Do you
What
remember?
do you like?
Albert Einstein was popular
I
or
think
something,
I think he created something.
right?
Wait,
It
wait,
wasn't. It
wait.
wasn't. It wasn't the. Okay, while they look that up, the quote is. The quote is two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. I'm not sure about the universe. So we'll discuss that in 2 seconds. What was he popular for?
It's he invented a bunch of stuff, and like the E equals MC squared type shit. So he was an inventor.
Okay. Not important enough.
So
Okay,
smart guy.
probably important, but not important to the point where I remember.
Not
Any
important enough.
anyways, quote. I'm gonna re-say it because you were Googling. Two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. I'm not sure about the universe. So, honestly, I don't think I'm so sure about the universe either. But I'm definitely sure about human stupidity, though.
That's Oh yeah, no, I'm 100% sure about human stupidity. It's I feel like us as humans are kind of stupid,
Oh,
and
kind of.
he was on point. I'm just definitely.
Kind of. Today's topic is our favorite video games and why. I chose Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. What did you choose?
I chose phasmophobia. I chose phasmophobia. I got there.
Well, okay. So, I feel like we should just start with the reasons that immediately pop in our head on why it's our favorite.
Okay, I love phasmophobia not only because it's an absolutely stupid game in the way that the characters that you're playing as are stupid, look stupid, I should say. The crouch.
It's so bad.
Um, it's so bad, but it's so good. Watching people play it is extremely fun because I don't think everyone plays the game the same way. I think everyone does it a little differently. It's great to watch.
I feel like my game, Sister Location, is so opposite of that. Like everybody plays it basically the same way. There's nothing different you can do. Um, like
Well, it's also a FNAF game, and I feel like there's not many different ways to play FNAF games.
well, I mean, certain the recent Five Nights at Freddy's games are definitely more
The recent ones,
those are more you kind of play how you want. But Sister Location kind of had those aspects. In
yeah.
uh Freddy's little enclosure or Ballora when they're running through, it's kind of like strategy. Everyone does that a little differently. Um, but honestly, it's my favorite game because it's the first Five Nights at Freddy's game that I remember when it came out for.
Okay, I think we should talk about how we were introduced because I feel like we were both introduced to these games in two separate ways.
Yeah, you can go first.
So, okay, the first time I kind of remember being introduced to Phasmophobia was literally watching Corpse play it,
Valid. Mine is
and
I got introduced kind of the same way, but with a different YouTuber. Um,
I wonder who.
oh, I wonder. I think it's the king of Five
I
Nights at
wonder.
Freddy's. Markiplier, who is literally
But
my favorite YouTuber to this day, uh, introduced me to all the Five Nights at Freddy's games. and it's become a severe hyperfixation. But I loved how he played this game, and like the jump scares were great, the reactions from him were great. It was great, and it like that game is kind of what made me spiral into the whole fandom that is Five Nights at Freddy's.
I feel like when you're watching, like, especially watching Markiplier play something, it's kind of hard not to, like, get into it and, like, start understanding the game just because of how he plays it. I don't actually understand how to play Phasmophobia because I've never played it before. Because, um, something that comes up a lot is the fact that I have an extremely bad computer.
We can
My
see
computer
that.
don't run anything.
In all honesty,
Yeah.
I think the viewers will be able to see that from the camera and
From the webcam.
the
Yeah.
microphone situation, all that. So, um,
Oh yeah. I need like an actual webcam and an actual mic. I don't have those things. It's just
I
really bad quality.
also have never played. Okay, I've never beaten Sister Location. Um, and I can't play it on this computer because I have the same problem on my computer that you have on yours. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, I mean neither of
It,
us have actually like played the game. I've like played parts of it, but I haven't played the whole thing. Right. So, game design. I know you're pretty excited to describe the lovely, fun, favorite aspects of the game design on Phasmo. So, I'm gonna go first. Because you're gonna ramble. um, game
I
design
love that.
game design wise, Security Breach was made so long ago now.
Sister location. Sister
Sister
location.
Location. They start with S.
I
They
love
start with S. They start with S. Shut up. We are just talking about Security Breach. Sister Location was
Super.
made so long ago now. Like it's been a good while since it came out. Um and yet the game design is still honestly peak. Like the there's so many different aspects of this game that I absolutely love, like gameplay wise. Um, but in like the design portion, the the animatronics are awesome. They're perfectly designed. Um, Animatronics are great. And then you have like the voice, like the narrator guy, and you have the exotic butters thing, and the angsty teen thing. Um, and just like I like that it like the lights and the shock button where you shock the animatronic because that's such a funny concept to me. But the design, like all together, just fit so well. I wish that they made another Five Nights at Freddy's game that was more similar to Sister Location. Um, but I absolutely like the design is so it was so good for its time. And like to this day, it's still really good design wise. But I'm also not speaking from a professional standpoint. I'm speaking from a teenager playing video games on the internet standpoint.
No, because I agree completely though.
It was
I
so
love
good.
all of like the dude, I absolutely love all of like the FNAF like game designs in general
Even
because
the
they're all
first
so
one,
good. Even the first one was
and
good.
that came out forever ago. The game design on Phasmophobia because I, in fact, have never played. I've seen like little bits and pieces of Phasmophobia, but I don't actually know much about the game.
I literally just let it play in the background. I actually do not know when Phasmophobia actually like came out
It had to have been
because
like the
I used to
2020
like
years.
yeah, it had to have been
Because
because
I think
like
my brother started playing it in 2020. So it came out in like 2019, 2020,
yeah,
somewhere around there, I think.
somewhere because I think that that's when started people started playing it a lot. Um, But like the game design for it the characters that like you play as, I think are really stupid looking. And I will continuously say this. Like I absolutely love the fact that they've included like flashlights, the EMF, and like a bunch of like other actual like ghost hunting equipment because that's what you're doing in Phasmophobia. If you didn't know, Phasmophobia is a ghost hunting game. Um, but I really enjoy the fact that they have those. What?
It came out on September 18th, 2020. I was correct. Anyway,
That makes
moving
sense.
forward.
That,
I'm
that
listening.
makes sense. One thing I actually also really enjoy is the fact that they made like a complete in the game. They made like a completely separate area from like wherever you're investigating to have like all the equipment and everything. Uh, the flashlights and everything seem to like actually like look like they're like actually working.
Isn't it like they have
Like
like
you
a
know what I mean?
truck at like the front of the house? It's like a truck, and you have like the
Yeah.
monitors,
It's
and
not
you
always a
have all the
house.
equipment and stuff.
Yeah, and then they have like your sanity and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's one really cool thing is that they include like the sanity of everyone you're playing with because if you go insane, I think you lose. I think you die or
I
something.
believe so. I've seen my brother play it a couple times, and it's like very. It's nice when you're playing with three people. He always played with three people though.
Yeah.
Because there was one person that was kind of like in the truck trailer thing, watching the sanity and like talking to everybody, and then there was the two people inside. And isn't like you're trying to figure out who the ghost is?
You're trying to figure out like what the ghost is and like who the ghost is
Yeah. So like you
and
have the
like
two
collecting
people,
evidence.
you have like the two people inside, then you have like the one person in the trailer, and like if one person dies inside, then you have another person inside, and then well, if that person dies, then there's only one person, but you should have enough information then.
I think the best part of the game is the fact that people play it in so many different ways. Like like you said your brother played it with like three people. You had one person in the truck, two people in the house, or like whatever you're investigating. But I've literally seen people where just every single person goes into the house. No one stays in the truck.
Yeah, I've seen a couple people play it where every single person went in the house, but they were also not legitimately playing. They were just completely
Oh, they
messing
were
around.
just yeah. I also like that you can do that in the game is instead of like actually having well, yeah, you have like designated tasks and stuff. You actually have to figure stuff out. But it's also like a really good game to kind of just like mess around with. Like, you can kind of just like game.
Especially with like the graphics.
Oh yeah, 100%. When you die in that game, it is so like the graphics for it are hilarious. They're extremely entertaining.
Okay, so gameplay, because we went through game design, how we were introduced. Let's do gameplay. Um, I really want to ramble, so I'm gonna let you go first because I'm going to absolutely yap about this one because this is my favorite game. That's kind of what this entire video is about, you know? So,
Yeah, yeah. This is yeah.
okay, you go.
I honestly don't have too much to say. I honestly don't have too much to say about gameplay in general, because like there's so many different. Like I've said before, there's so many different ways to play it. Like you could have someone in the truck like looking at like sanity and a bunch of like other like stats with the people inside of the house, and they have like monitors and stuff. Um, I the people inside of the house, it's kind of the same unless you're just around. Because if you're just messing around, then it's you don't really need to go in with too much. But like if you're actually playing the game, you go into like wherever you're investigating with like got an EMF reader that you can record like data with, and I think that's great. Um, I don't remember if they have like EVP stuff. That's my thing. Like, I don't remember.
I have no idea. I feel like if I played, I would feel as though like I'm in a Sam and Colby video.
Honestly, no, because anytime I watch it, that's what it kind of feels like. It kind of feels like you are just in a ghost hunting video.
But there are a lot
And
like
that's
in the
personally
game you can be like super serious and super into it, but you can also be like completely I do not
goofy.
care. I'm just going to mess around. Goofy, exactly. So like you have so
Uh,
many different kind of options of what you can do, and I think that's what makes this gameplay very interesting.
Yeah, I also another thing that I really like about it is the fact that they have walkie-talkies. Like in the game, you can get a walkie-talkie, and I think that's a really cool idea because like obviously you don't have to be like in a Discord call while y'all are playing if y'all have walkie-talkies.
Yeah. I think it makes it more entertaining.
I think it does too. 'Cause- Yeah, it makes it really entertaining, and it makes you feel like you're actually ghost hunting.
Definitely.
Even though you're literally not. You're in a
No,
game.
you're not. You're definitely
It's
not. Okay. So, sister location. I almost said security breach again. Sister location. um, gameplay wise, I'm so excited to like deep dive into my thoughts about this game. Absolutely favorite game. Sorry, my sister just evil laughed outside my door. Um, okay. I'm basically gonna start from like the start of the game. The elevator. I love the elevator. I love everything about the elevator. It gives this like sense of like it gives you like anticipation and it kind of stresses you out before you go into it. Um, especially coming from like the point of when it first came out. This was your first time seeing any of the game other than like seeing the animatronics. Um, it was so perfect for like that anticipation. The all of the vents, every single vent system, the one into the main office and the one into Circus Baby's room. I love the vents. The vents are so creepy. I don't enjoy that it says something like it says something's open or whatever. And then like certain times when you walk back, it like makes like this rambling sound like something's behind you. It's the anticipation of the like those specific spots like the elevator and the vents that makes it so much better for me because it gives an extra level of stress. And then you have Ballora, who honestly, worst part of the game.
Laura.
I love her. She's
I love her.
gorgeous. I don't like her little people. And I do not like her room because you have to go through and it's so easy for her to get you. Um, but Ballora's room is 10 times easier than Freddy's room. I hate Freddy's room because you have no idea what's going on. You don't get a tutorial at the beginning of this game. They throw you and you just kind of do whatever you think. They give you like small bits of tutorials when you get into certain rooms, but it doesn't give you anything good enough to really help when you're in Freddy's room. Um, he is
It's
the worst.
kind of I feel like you kind of have to like watch someone play it as well to understand like a lot of what you're doing.
I've seen multiple people play it, and I still don't know what what the actual strategy point of that room is. Like I'm so lost. And then the room where you're like rebooting everything, I love that. I love that decision gameplay wise. Um First off, it gives you a reason to go through the room. Um and second off, it's just like it's creepy because you open the screen so you can't see anything. You cannot see him anymore. You reset as soon as you hear any kind of movement because you're so anxious from like the rest of the game. you immediately pull it down, and he's not even a foot closer to you. She's like, "Oh, I'm fine," and you pull it back up, and then all of a sudden he makes another noise, and you're like, "Oh, I'm fine," and then he makes another noise, and you pull it down, and he's basically in front of you. No, not okay. Freaks me out every time. Circus Baby's room, love it. I love the closing of the desk. I think that's a great aspect. Like this is not a traditional Five Nights at Freddy's game. It is so different compared to the rest of the series, at least from the standpoint of when it first came out. And it just kind of like kept going and just getting more and more weird. And then, the scooping room, which was so weird lore-wise. Like, it kind of caught everybody off guard lore-wise. And it just, like, confused the ever-living crap out of me. Like, it was not okay. And then the whole, like, spring locks that you had to wind back up, and then the little stupid Ballora babies coming up, and you have to shake them off, and then also wind back up. It was so stressful. Like, so stressful. And, like, these are just the horror part of the game. These aren't the silly parts. These aren't the 300 noses that you can boop throughout the entire game. It's not the exotic butters.
I love it.
It's not the angsty teen. It's like I'm just going through the horror aspect. This game, like, this is why I let you go first, because I love this game.
I know.
Literally top tier game. I do have a favorite above this for sure. I do have one, but that's because I played that game.
Oh yeah, no, me too.
I played that game for like 5 years straight, and I still never beat it. So, but this game, like, I can rewatch the videos. I can play this game. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. Actually, you're interrupting me. I can play this game. I can play this game like 17 times and still be okay with it. I can watch the videos and still be okay with it. I love this game. Go on.
See, you ranting like this is gonna be like when I start talking about my actual like favorite game, because we both know so much about it. It's great. It's great. I love it.
Okay. Oh, okay. So by the guys, by the way, lovely viewers out there, if there are any, this is gonna be kind of like a series. We couldn't decide what
our actual, like,
we don't have a one
we
favorite
couldn't decide
game. We have like 17. Like, we literally have a list of them.
It's like no, I think we have like 6.
I think we have like 6 each. But
yeah, but like we couldn't couldn't actually choose a top game to talk about because we both play different games that we absolutely love for different reasons. So it's kind of hard to choose only one. So that's why we've decided to, make it a series. Just talk about our
so this is gonna be like a fun little series. Also, definitely prepare yourselves for a Five Nights at Freddy's series coming soon, possibly.
All right, we gotta end it. We can only talk about this our favorite games, one of our favorite games, so much. We only have so much to say. So even though this might be a very short episode, we hope you have enjoyed our little rant about one of our favorite games, and I hope you guys join us for the rest of the series and the rest of the podcast. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.